obviously wants to get out of the attic because he's staring at the window.
And the cool thing too about that was if you start out even farther, it'll be like it's closing in around him kind of thing.
I wanted to write a folktale. I'm a big fan of Washington Irving. I actually collect his book that Sleepy Hollow and Rumpelstiltskin is in. It's called The Sketchbook. And I've been collecting those books since I was young. And I've always loved Sleepy Hollow, and I've always loved the 1800s sort of time period and the folk tales and how real the people who listened to those stories in the time period thought how realistic they were, and they totally just took the idea of story and they took it fully in, like just how we're trying to do when we see a movie at a theater.
So it was like midnight and I read through the whole thing. I closed out my Word document that I opened it up in. I am David, because he's online, and I'm like, I want to produce for you. And I just pictured everything in my head, and it was just visually, I could tell that what I was picturing was what he was picturing also, and his vision is my style. And this was something that I always wanted to create, something like this. And it was cool that this is exactly what he had written. I could just see everything, and it was exactly everything that a short film should be.
I like the script. I think it's an original idea that I haven't seen come out of state before. And then talking to David, just the whole idea they wanted to play with German Expressionism and the fact that I would have freedom to kind of do whatever I wanted with the set. And I didn't have to, conform to 4 walls and stuff like that. And so since it's kind of an imaginary world, I had the ability to pretty much go out and do what I felt matched for the set, but also I could throw in my own creativity to it. And that's kind of what brought me into it.
It's a comedy to the people who are watching the film. It's a dark comedy to people who are outside watching the film, but to the people inside, everything that's going on is very serious, very emotional for pretty much all of the characters.
Well, one needs to be like a logo that we can put on shirts that's 2 colors, white and something else, and just shapes and stuff, and then we need something like this, which is more like
in terms of how David's heading the project, he kind of has his eye on where the ball is going instead of where the ball's at, and I think that's what comes across at the meetings and comes across with everybody else. He sets the lead for everybody else to be professional and to treat the project professionally.
David as a director. Are you going to be asking Eric as a producer to David?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I hope he doesn't say anything bad about me. David as a director. The biggest thing that I like about David as a director is his drive to make a film that will take us places, that will advance our careers, and all those aspects of the film behind the filmmaking process. He's very prepared. He's very very organized and driven to make a well-polished film. And I think with us on board, it's also helping push that he has other people that have the same goals as he does. So, if I were to say anything about David, it would be he's very driven to make a good film, a great film, and I think it's going to happen.
They're very productive, and everybody's working on it so far in this post-production process has been amazing. I can't wait to
More than anyone, I'm going to make this be perfect. He can trust me with everything. And I trust David as a director because he's a writer and a really good writer. And he has a lot of creativity going through his head all the time. And
very driven to make a good film.
Onto it to basically share all the hard work and passion you put into something with other people.